Your kick drum is ruining your mix, and this is how we're going to fix it. So hopping straight into the track, we're going to check it out and we're going to see how we can fix this kick drum without raising the volume by itself. So I'm going to play you the track raw as it is, and you can kind of hear the kick drum is a little bit in the mix, but it's like it's not in the front the way it needs to be. It's just kind of shoved back in there. So let's hop straight into it. So there's kind of two ways that we can go about fixing this. The first way is very simple and it will be used most of the time. About 90% of the time you can use this technique and it will just instantly fix it. But that would be to just go to your kick drum and add a parametric EQ2. Let me just activate this. So what I'm doing over here is I just load the bass a little bit because in this track I just felt like there was a bit too much subs. But most of the time what you're going to be doing is you're going to be boosting the volume of the kick, and then at the end of the day the overall sub volume will peak out, and it's just going to ruin your mix with your bass, and you're going to struggle to mix your bass in, and then all of a sudden your bass is too loud and your claps are too soft, then you're going to start mixing everything up and down. It's just going to ruin your time. So instead of that, a good way that you can do to kind of get your kick to peak out a little bit more is simply by taking the parametric EQ2 and raising up anywhere between 8,000 to 10,000 hertz. You can, this is really optional. You can kind of go all the way to the top if you really want to, but you can kind of just keep it between 6 and 12. That's normally the sweet spot that I've found with tracks that are more techno and house. But I'm just going to add this in and bring it up. You're going to kind of hear that the click and the presence of the track of the kick drum is just going to peak out a little bit more. It's going to make it a little bit easier for you to hear. So let's do that straight up and let's see if it fixed the problem. So yeah, instantly that kind of fixed my problem. It gave my kick a little bit more presence in the high end, just gives my ears something to kind of follow on when I'm listening to the track. But the second method would be something a bit more difficult and a little bit more advanced if you know what you're doing. But the second method is also going to give your kick a lot more body. So first of all, we're going to go into my backs. We're going to find like a really nice kind of punchy kick drum. You really want something that's got quite a bit of click onto it. Kind of like this one. So we're going to layer it in over there and we're going to do that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab this new kick drum. I'm just going to put it somewhere into the channel, so maybe 127. Click Control and L to just instantly slam that in there. So now we have a second kick drum. If we solo this, you can kind of see it's got quite a bit of click onto it. But the thing is, what I know about this is that your low end will not compete with your original kick. So instantly what we want to do is we can then open up the sample. We're going to pitch it up by 12. So we're going to take it up by 12 cents. So it puts that pitch all the way up. Listen to it again. All right, that kind of works. You can do it this way, where you can then just grab a low pass and then just drag it up to about 500. And then bring it down to where you want it to be. So for this kick specifically, 300 hertz works perfectly fine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make it mono, and then we're going to reverse the polarity. If you don't have this, it's because your mixer is not on extra large mode. So just go there, grab extra large, and the reverse polarity will be there. And basically the reason why we're going to do this, I'm not going to go too in depth about it, but it's just going to remove any phasing problems that we might have with the kick drum. So if you layer both of them together, and then we just find the perfect mix. Then I'm going to send that into my low end group, remove from the master, and instantly my kick has a little bit more body. I'm going to add the bass in. I'm going to play the bass and the kick alone, and then I'm going to mute the new kick that we just added, just so you can hear the difference. So that's another way that you can go about adding more body and more feel into your kick drum without really raising the volume up too much. So I'm going to play it to you all in all. I'm going to mute this, and then you can hear the track with reference of the new kick drum and without reference. So there you go. There's two techniques that you can use instantly just to bring more body, more volume, and more feel into your kick drums.